Now, as part of the platform top that I'll have a go at next, what I need to do is double check that my dimensions that I've scribbled on the track here that denote the gap between the platform edge and the track is transferred to my platform, so that I can trace the required cutout shape onto that paper accurately. I've marked here where it did lay down 2 little marks, so I can tell exactly how far along it is. And we've got 6.5 here, 6 here, 6 all the way along to here, which is there. On the other side, I've got 7, this goes down to 6 here, so I shall have to gradually taper that out as I'm cutting, because I didn't make enough checks here. 7 down here. I'm going to have to write that closer to the middle or I'll cut off my numbers. 8, 8, this is a uniform curve, so it will be 8 all the way around here. On the inside, where did I write it down? I've glued my bit of paper over it, 7.5. And that hopefully will be the same all the way around. Yes, it's still 7.5 there. Oh, well, hopefully I can now start drawing out the final shape on this template and think about cutting it out. I think I'll use my vernier caliper because I'm reasonably certain that the lines here are fairly accurate, because I pressed through the carbon block to the inside rail. I've got a very solid line for where the inside rail is, and the easiest way to transfer 7mm from that is with my vernier caliper. But I need a big flat bench for that. Time to move. Now I'm going to try marking out this platform. I've got between 6mm and 8mm distance between the platform edge and the rail, which is what I've got marked here. But I've got 7.5s and 6.5s, and so I've set my vernier caliper on 7. So hopefully I'll either be a little bit above or a little bit below. Now that one says 7 exactly. This one says 6.5, so we'll go a little under. This says 6. Well, I don't see why it should be 6 on the inside of the curve there. So it's a very gradual curve, so we'll go 6. I set my caliper on 7, thinking I'd go above and below. But I'm not thinking fast enough. I can't really see that. Here we go. 8. 8. 8. Well, we're going down to 7, so I'll move my caliper to 7. I will try joining it up. No, a series of straight lines is not going to be useful. I wonder if cutting it would allow me to line the scissors up with the next mark. I think that may be the way to go. Yes. So that's what I'll try with a nice long pair of scissors. Well, all we can do is try. Whoops! The scissors coming off the tape there, and I didn't control them. Nice gradual swing of the scissors between the marks. Is hoping that we finish up with a nice even curve. Now onto the tape again. I must be more careful here. Just having out the other side. It's a bit late now if this is the wrong way to do it. No mind, we do what we can. Right, I haven't marked any further. See, I've got the cell phone resting on my camera tripod with a little sled at the top just to support the camera. Well, the cutting is going reasonably well, but we will have to transfer this shape to card and do it again. Now 7.5mm, 8mm. I've got my caliper set on 8, not pen, pencil. Right. Is that going to be good enough? Time will tell. I'll have to check my next bit of procedure, see if I can find some card that I can use. I don't know whether to use 2mm card. I've got some 1.5mm card that I think will be heavy enough. We shall have to give it a go. I've placed the cutout paper top on my card, taped it down to try and keep it rigid, and I'm drawing round it in the hope of getting a line I can then cut to. That's the first section. Marked it off where it comes to. Time to untape this one and tape it again one section over. Cutting this section off. And see if I can put it down adjacent to or close to this one, other way round, so that the curve matches, well, nearly anyway. Hopefully so that I can use less card. I've stuck some sellotape down to the top of the bench because this wide stuff is always difficult to start. That looks good. Mark off to where it comes to so that I can overlap the next piece and go to marking round it. Just hope I can keep a steady hand when it comes to cutting. Now then, is the card big enough to get the third piece without another overlap? We shall find out in a minute. Yes, good as gold. And we'll keep the overlap at this stage, this side, to be as small as possible, to give me as much extra station platform as I can possibly get underneath the cover of the reversing loop screen. Oops, tipping the pencil over there, not getting it perpendicular, it was sliding onto the edge of the paper. Now then, rather than a sharp scalpel, I shall use a new blade in my craft knife because the handle is much easier to control. Cut on the inside edge of the line. I'm going to put my magnifying lens on so that I can see what I'm doing, but I've got to get reasonably close to do this. Wavering a little again. When you're following the curve it's much easier, but when you start again, all of a sudden you odd millimetre or two in your hand gives you a perceptible change in whether the knife is following the pencil line or not. Oops. Was I going around a bit of tape there? Was the line a bit too in the wrong place? Oh dear, we shall have to... I'm not going to go back. Definitely not going to go back. Now then, did I cut through? No, I didn't. Oh well. Hopefully I've got a deep enough groove that I can follow. Okay, close enough to see it in focus. Ah, that's better. Get my head close enough. Extra pressure. Will we follow the curve? I think so. It's not going to be enough to guide the knife if I get my hand in the wrong place, but yes, I can feel it going all the way through. Oh. Right, one line, two cuts. See if we can do the other side. No, come back to that in a minute when I've had a little rest.